Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk one of the topic which you might have seen, and today is the generation or era of AI, right? Now, this is the era where we came to know about AI, and AI was there since long back. It's more than a decade, not only decade, but I would say more than a century because it was there and the forms of usage of AI was completely different back then. But since it is in picture or it is in presence here for everyone, that everyone is talking about AI, how AI is doing different things. It's taking jobs away. It is doing a lot many things, right? But when it comes to making sure how AI is being really used, right? And AI has a lot to offer in different forms, different scenarios, different situations. And we are seeing AI can do a lot many things today, right? Now, the topic that I'm going to talk about is about the classical AI, right? Now, why it is classical AI and why it is different or unique than the modern AI that we are seeing today, right? Now, this AI capability is something that we are seeing, or the one which we are seeing modern one, but AI was there for more than a century, right? And definitely it was not in use, or it was in use in different scenarios and different structure, different way of using and doing things, right? But it is something also important to know that if we are using AI, definitely there is a history to it. And if we have to look at that in the back end or in the history, definitely that's going to give us the complete picture of AI, how that was really been used and developed, and what were the different scenarios when this classical AI was utilized, right? So I'm going to walk you through this classical AI with a few different questions you might have, right? And those questions are going to be answering how the classical AI was utilized, what is it actually, right? And basis on that, when we are going to use how that is going to be utilized with the modern AI, including generative AI, large language models, along with the machine learning, right? And how that is going to be also integrated with, right? And what are the real use cases, right? That is when the classical AI, whether it fits or it does not, right? Those are the scenarios we should also look at and understand how that's going to be helpful, right? So let's go ahead and decode that in 5 to 6 slides that I'm going to walk you through so that you are going to understand how that is going to be useful as well, right? So let's go ahead and let me share my screen with those slides so that you can understand and walk you through. Definitely, it's going to be a theoretical, talking only session, but definitely you are going to enjoy and learn, and you are going to know how exactly the classical AI was, and those questions are going to answer your thoughts, and your thoughts are going to be produce more results when it comes to and knowing the modern AI and the classical AI, right? So let me share it and you will be able to understand it. All right, let me put it on the presentation mode here and share it on the screen. All right, so this is a classical AI slide and which looks a lot of data to digest, but definitely you are going to understand it starting from what is the classical AI, right? So that's the first and foremost question. What is the classical AI and how that is going to be, right? Or how it was in the back history, right? So it was something like was called as symbolic or rule-based AI, right? That means it was an old way of doing and building AI capabilities, right? Now, this was something which was used in many different scenarios or many different situations when we are going to write or human written rules, because symbolic and rule-based AI was completely based on the rules, logic, and predefined knowledge base where we are going to focus on. And it was only focusing on those scenarios. It is not something retraining the model or retraining itself so that it is going to be a kind of dynamic solutions of using AI, right? So that is how it was, and you would be able to simply understand. Now, you can see it was used with rules, logic, and predefined knowledge. That means whatever we are going to give it, it is going to be only utilized on top of that and not any other scenarios, right? Or not any other data sets or anything apart from that, right? Now, there are two capabilities which does not fall behind or into the classical AI, which does not learn from experiences the way today's AI capabilities, today's AI models and AI solutions are doing it. Those are the modern ones, of course, but this classical AI is not doing that, and it is not something which is going to do as well. Also, it does not improve automatically on itself. That means it is not improving its models, its behavior, its improvement across the how it should be responding, how it should be working, whether that retraining model is allowed or not. So that is not allowed, and that is also not possible into the classical AI capabilities. The next question, how does it actually work, right? So classical AI was simple and straightforward, which was working and learning only onto the existing structure or existing data sets. And it has a structure which is if then logic, right? That means if we are asking something to give us, then it is going to give us that result, right? So if and then logic, that means if I'm asking certain questions, it's going to come back with certain possible answers to it, and based on the data that we are going to put it to go ahead and analyze and train and use it, right? So that was the basic condition. You can see if condition happens, then take this action, right? So for example, if I'm going to the market and if I wanted to bring something, then I'll look at it and I'll bring it back, right? So that's the simple and one of the example, right? Now, this system works on the knowledge base, inference engine, and user input. So these are the three key factors of it, where it is going to rely completely, and it is going to check all the facts and rules stored across the platform that we have built, along with the brain that applies to the rules and to the situations. And based on that, it is going to provide us the information on the given system or from the system itself. That's going to be three key system pillars here. So simple example of this is that if patient has fever and cough, then possible is flu, right? So that's one of the simple straightforward example. And this system checks the symptoms that are going to match with the rules and make a decisions based on the rules, and then it is going to be simply look like as a decision tree built by a solution across the classical AI, right? So this is how it is going to be. The next one, when do we use classical AI? All right. Now, here you would see some of the key pillars along with that some of the common use cases, right? So those are like problem is clear and structured. That means whatever the problem we are trying to solve, that is clear and structured for any of that requirement. Rules are well known and stable. Those are not kind of dynamic the way today's AI solutions are. Something like modern AI, LLMs, right? Generative AI, right? So those are kind of dynamic and modern solutions. Those are not a kind of, those are well known, but they do have different capabilities to retrain models and gather the responses, gather the answers, and then is going to give you the details. Decisions must be explainable across the system, and learning from the data is not required, right? So you can see these are the four pillars of the classical AI when we use it during the usage of classical AI, right? Now, some of the common use cases, including tax calculation systems, loan approval systems, or loan approval rule checks, that's going to be part of loan system, industrial control systems, along with simple chatbots that we can rely on, and compliance and policy engines, right? Now, when it comes to building any of those solutions in-house across the organization or business, definitely that is possible, and we would be able to train those models or that solution based on the organization data, and that's going to be and become our classical AI solution. Why? Because we are going to only train on a particular data sets, and we are not allowing it to train dynamically on top of any other data sets or anything apart from the given data and knowledge base, and that's going to completely relying on the same, right? And that is how it's going to be using the classical AI capabilities. The next one, why do we use it, right? Now, this is the one of the question when we wanted to build a solution, and that solution is going to be beneficial, how that is going to be utilized, how that is really been adding value to the business, or even if it is going to change personal lives as well, right? And whether we should be really doing this or we should not be doing this, right? And that is why we should be looking at this approach, something like whether we are going to build something that is going to be simple, predictable, and better than complex and unpredictable solution, right? Now, what it means is that the solution is simple and easy to use for anyone and everyone across either in business or in personal or anyone basically. But the simple solution should not be complex and should be limited within the scope that we wanted to focus and target on, right? For example, we have a jewelry business, and jewelry business is something that they have a lot of different products they do use, and they do selling of those products in house within the premises, as well as they are also selling those products from the online platforms, right? Now this online platforms is available for customers across the globe. Customers can go ahead and do the search of their own jewelry or products they wanted to go ahead and purchase, right? And upon doing that, they would also be gaining the details about each of those products. But if the platform itself is not trained or does not have the enough data or the knowledge base about those products, definitely that model or that respective capability won't be helping customers at all, and that's going to be failing, right? And that may put that situation or the business into the situation that they are not going to expect at all, right? Because customer does not have information, that means they won't be able to gain the details and the confidence whether they should be buying those products or they should not, right? And that is how it's going to be, right? And basis on that, they should also be looking at the same situations and scenarios, how they should be looking at it. And to do that, definitely there are some of the benefits. Easy to understand if we build it simple and predictable and better than complex and unpredictable solutions, then that's going to be easy. Fully explainable decisions, that solution is going to be doing it, and reliable in rule-driven environments. That means whatever the rules are going to be built, that's going to be reliable and it's going to be completely rule-driven, right? That means whatever the rules are built across the platform, only those rules are going to be executed and be working as expected. No need for huge data sets as it's going to be completely based on the existing data sets or databases where we are going to host and put the data sets, and it works well in regulated industries. So those are finance, healthcare, and laws, and all other different industries which are highly regulated for the businesses, right? And those businesses are going to be relying on kind of classical AI solutions because they wanted to be strict to the rules, and only those rules should be followed and is not complex and unpredictable situations. And the last one is, do we still need classical AI today, right? So this is the one of those questions which is going to be asked in many scenarios or many situations when we are using and learning through generative AI, classical learning, machine learning languages, right? Along with LLM, SML, right? And the modern AI capabilities, basically, right? Now, this is the classical AI today, or is also being utilized, but do we really need to use it, or are we going to use it, or we are going to simply ignore it, right? So to answer this one, yes, we are going to use it and we are still using it, right? But this is in combination with machine learning, generative AI, and rule-based systems that are built together in different scenarios or different common situations, and that is how it is being utilized as well, right? And the modern systems that are built with the generative AI, machine learnings, those are also built with rule-based capabilities, right? And that is why it is something that we should be doing it, right? Including machine learning, which of course works on predictions and pattern detections, and then it's going to be refining the data sets and is going to be trained the models on the go, right? And then it's going to be utilized for any of those scenarios. But the rule-based system, that is with the classical AI, is something like fraud detection system that are used today, right, for different industries like finance, banking, insurance, as well as any other different law or regulatory industries, basically, right? And those are the industries they do still rely on classical AI capabilities. So the classical AI acts like a guardrails, right? While machine learning and generative AI does the learning on the go, and that is why those are the modern level of AI and machine or the generative AI capabilities. Basically, a complete AI capabilities falls under the across the different industry, different modern AI capabilities, right? And the next one is when should we use it instead of modern AI, right? Now, this is something when we are going to use and leverage, and whether we should be really looking at the situations and the choice, whether we do have a choice. If yes, then how and when and how we are going to use it. If no, then what is the solution for us, right? Now, this question is going to answer that, and I have mentioned few of them here, including the situations and what's the better choice for us to, right? So first one is clear decision logic exist, right? That is something which is going to let us know and show us what is the solution or capability that we can use, whether we should be using modern AI with machine learning or generative AI, or we should use simply classical AI, right? Regulation requires explanations. We should be using and relying on classical AI. Data is limited. Classical AI behavior must be predictable. Of course, classical AI problem changes frequently. Machine learning. Now, in this situation, you see that problem changes frequently. It means that we are going to see the frequent changes in the behavior and usage and everything together, right? And that is why the classical AI is not going to be the right solution. Instead, the modern AI capabilities like machine learning, generative AI is going to be the one that we should be using. The second is needs pattern recognition, right? Now, pattern recognition is possible with modern one, but not with the classic AI, right? And that is why we should be also looking at and thinking around what solution is going to be fit into our needs and requirements, and that's how we should be looking at it and going ahead and using it, right? So these are those 7 questions you should also be asking yourself, and while building a solution, whether which one it is going to fit into and how it is going to be utilized, right? So that is what I wanted to talk about and walk you through, and how it is going to be used and leveraged for any of those situations, right? So that's it for this one. Let me know what are your thoughts around the same and how you are using and what AI you are going to use or you are using it, right? In most cases, you are using modern one, but are there any scenario situations like highly regulated industries, finance, banking, insurance, healthcare, or law, right? Those are the industries where they do completely rely on classical AI, and those are going to be leveraged the same, right? So that's it for this one. Let me know what are your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.